Hello, my lab rats. How are you doing today? Great? Quite well? Not so bad? If you said great, that's the right attitude for job hunting. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Job hunting, motivation, and the right attitude. They are both crucial to landing a job. But first, I got good news. Let's start with the good news. You are already ahead of your competition. Yeah, you want to know why? Because most of them don't speak English and can't understand me, and you can. So that's the good part. You speak English. And there's more good news for you. The most qualified candidates, it's rarely the one who gets the job. Can you believe that? Well, you should, because it's true. The guy who gets the job is usually the guy who knows how to sell himself, how to present himself in a very favorable way to the employers during an interview. So if you know how to sell yourself and you show your passion for what you do and you say to the employer, hey, I'm a problem solver, you can hire me because nothing you throw my way will be too much. This is the attitude that will get you the job, I guarantee. So, maybe you're wondering what is a can-do attitude. Okay, let me make it clear then. People who have this can-do attitude, they believe they can turn the impossible into possible. They believe they can make things better, faster, smarter. They believe that they can achieve anything, and if there is a way, they will find it. Okay, so this is a problem solving person. They love to face they love facing challenges and finding new ways to do things. Okay, even if you're not exactly like that, this is the correct attitude to take to an interview. If the employer believes that you can solve their problem or cut costs or do something better, they will hire you. Let's understand a little bit better what is this can-do attitude that it's so important to have. Okay, people with can-do attitudes, they're easily spotted by employers, okay? Because they're generally the people who like talking about the challenges that they have faced and how they overcame those challenges. And they like to talk about it in fine detail, especially during a job interview. And okay, don't get me wrong, this is not, it has nothing to do about success. Okay, it's about the attitude that you have when you are faced with a challenge. It's not that can-do people always win. They don't. And when they don't, when they fail, they learn from their failures. Okay, and they extract a positive lesson, a lesson that can be applied in the future. And that's what the employer wants to hear about. You're there to talk about your successes, yes, but you're not Superman. Of course, everybody has failures and shortcomings, but when you're explaining those to the employer, you have to mention also how you overcame them and do it in a positive, can-do way. So now let's see what you can do to develop and maintain a very positive attitude, a can-do attitude. So let's see how you stay motivated. Okay, you have to plan your work and work your plan. Most people do neither, and you should do both. Rejection is a fact of life when you're job hunting. It's hard not to take it personally because every rejection pushes all the wrong buttons. Not once, but sometimes hundreds of times. What is even worse than the rejection letters is dead silence, the lack of acknowledgement that you even exist. Job hunting is not a lot of fun. You will be rejected and ignored, and eventually the stress gets to everyone. You can lessen the sting and still maintain and develop that critical can-do attitude by taking the four empowering steps that I will tell you right now. Step number 1, take charge of your job hunt. Only you know your strengths and your weaknesses. Only you know what you really enjoy doing. Only you know where you want to work and why. Only you know how you can help a prospective employer. Only you can articulate your interests and strengths in a cover letter and in a resume. Don't let anyone else do your resume or your cover letter for you. You need to do it yourself. You can ask people to review it later, but it must come from you. Even if you are receiving outplacement counseling. Come interview time, you need to mirror the person that you have portrayed on paper, or you will strike out. You can sell yourself better if you know and own every word on the page. Step 2. Adopt a tough mindset. Surround yourself with positive people. Get rid of anyone who sympathizes with your plight and is eager to commiserate. You do not want or need sympathy, you need support, and that is a huge difference. Supportive, helpful, optimistic, family and friends will remind you of your strength and give you encouragement and feedback. Staying inspired requires the input of inspiring people, so find a trusted confidant who can help you polish your presentation, provide moral support, and strategize. Step number 3, stay focused. You need to feed your opportunity funnel in the same way that salespersons feed their sales funnel. So many leads, so many calls, so many interviews. Like a good salesperson, you need to track and record your efforts. You must keep a record to show yourself that you're making progress. If you can visually see progress, you will have an extra incentive to keep at it. If you completed 10 calls today, then record it. If you have sent out a batch of networking letters, note that too. I encourage my friends to chart their accomplishments on the wall as I do, because seeing is believing. Note how many interviews you have scheduled, how many calls you made, how many calls back you noted, and how much research you have completed. It's critical to be able to view your job hunting funnel to ensure that you have adequate leads to provide a steady supply of interviews. Step 4. Think positive. As Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. It's important for you to believe you will succeed. You must convince yourself through your own self-talk that you are successful. Write out positive affirmations about your job hunting skills, such as the following: I interview well. I come across with confidence in interviews. I find the perfect positions that will use and grow all my talents. Keep your statements in the present, not in the future. Read your list every day. Keep it at eye level so that you will remember. You can be your own worst enemy or your biggest fan. Give yourself credit for what you have completed and don't beat yourself over the head for the things that you haven't accomplished yet. Work at a steady pace with your end goal in mind. Your new job and the burst of self-esteem that comes with it will be all worth the effort. Hello, my lab rats. How are you doing now? So, this is going to be the first assignment of our course. It's relatively easy, you don't have to worry about it. You can even do it in Portuguese if you think it will be more helpful. So first is to write those sentences to remind yourself of how good you are, okay? So, here are my sentences. You should do the same, or you can write yours in Portuguese, okay? It's not really important as long as you do it. All right. And keep them where you can see. For example, here, yeah, I would take them away from the notebook, you know, like remove them from the notebook and put it where you can see, in your home office, in your kitchen. It doesn't really matter as long as you are able to see it daily. Yeah, daily. Your second assignment of the course is to create a form to chart your progress. It doesn't have to be something super how can I say, made in Excel, you know, like a spreadsheet or anything like that. It could be something really simple, like something like that. You can use your notebook to do it too, all right? It's not really necessary to create an Excel spreadsheet to do it. But if you want to do it and you're good at Excel, go ahead and do it. It's interesting to keep track of your progress. Actually, I would say it's crucial to keep track of your progress, all right? Because you need to be able to see how you're going. Yeah, how, and this is how you do it. You mark the start. Okay, I'm starting today from here. In 10 days, you will be much further, and you need to be able to see that, okay? So please make this some sort of like a planning, maybe, planning or plan where you're going to say, okay, this is what I did today, this is what I accomplished today. Okay, today I've completed the following. I started to write my CV in English. I started to research some companies I might be interested to work with. I have finished my cover letter in English. Of course, this is only an example. You will build your own, and you can do it in Portuguese if you prefer. It's up to you completely. As long as you keep record of what you're doing and you can see the progress that you have done, it's fine. So my lab rats, this is all for today, for our first session. I think you have already enough. Okay, so see you soon. Bye.